this group representing, sorry, we need to accept for the recording, representing JUMP Association from Calabria, southern Italy, which together with Levilo from Austria and Mead from Slovenia, we are carrying on the project activities of this interesting and fascinating for me Ecolabel project. I would like to thank all participants, in particular, of course, the two persons, Stefan and Darmian, that are very close to me in this 2 years project for implementing these project activities, but to everyone. And I was telling interesting project in my opinion, because going deep into the subject of Ecolabel subject, I could learn many aspects and elements that I think are very important for my personal daily life. And when it comes, I mean, contributing to all citizens to have some to decide in the daily choices in a sustainable and productive way is something that makes me, and I hope everyone, happy to do our job, our daily job. So I don't want to steal your time, and I'm proud to give the floor to Mrs. Catherine Perry, who will guide us in this half an hour training session about Ecolabel subject.
Good morning, everybody. We're connected from southern Italy, and I have some participants here present, and we're doing eco-labeling. And this morning, I'm happy to see you all connected. I'm Australian, and I'm a jump trainer. I've been a jump trainer for the last 6 years, and I've prepared a little presentation.
You are very close. She's going to connect, I'm sure.
I'm speaking.
It's working. So Pietro here, at least from Austria.
Can you hear me?
Hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ah, okay, okay.
So, yeah.
Somebody couldn't hear me. I thought maybe you couldn't hear me. Okay, I'm here, and I'm going to show you a little presentation that I prepared on eco-labeling, just about half an hour. And
it maybe disappear. I think that
everybody can hear me, right?
Problems.
Okay, it's just Pietro that can't hear me. Okay, that's fine.
Our staff is already.
They can hear me. They can hear me. Yes, they can hear me. Everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Perfect. Okay, because they're saying they can't hear me, so I was worried. Okay, so I'll just introduce you to my little presentation. Okay, just bear with me one moment. And yep. Okay, here we go. You can see my screen, yes.
Yes, perfectly. Thank you, Catherine.
Perfect, okay. Labeling, and why is it important? Well, we do shopping, we have to be aware of what we are buying, and to be more sustainable in the world and to look after the environment, we need to look out for these labels. If I can get up there. I hope you can hear me. I'm just standing up, presenting my slide here. So eco-labels, they look kind of like this. So organic food, eco-friendly, 100% gluten-free, 100% eco, and eco-organic. Next slide. Which one should I buy? We always ask ourselves this question when we go to the supermarket. That's the question that we go through our head. Lots of people like to shop with at least one eye on the planet, through ethical shopping, even though ethical shopping isn't easy, many products seem to be natural or eco-friendly. They might have labels covered in flowers, fields, animals, or trees without offering any real evidence to back up their claim of being eco-friendly. So the solution is to look out for eco-labels, recognizable, reputable symbols that guarantee a basic level of environmental friendliness. What are eco-labels and how do they work? Let's just take a closer look. Okay, 2 bottles of eco-friendly washing detergent. Note the use of natural imagery here, okay? We have natural imagery, there's flowers, there's a waterfall here, okay? On the left, and on the right as well, we have an eco-label, an EU eco-label, which objective guarantee that it's environmentally credentialed. So the FSC means that it is eco-friendly, okay? These ones that have the flowers and the waterfall are not. They are just misleading. What are eco-labels? An eco-label is a trustworthy symbol, a symbol that we can trust, that manufacturers can put on the things they sell to demonstrate that they are genuinely better for the environment compared to other products. So most eco-labels are voluntary. Canned fish producers might apply for permission to use a label from the Marine Stewardship Council, MSC. So the MSC symbol you will see on fish products, okay? Seafood, typically. That means that they have had permission from the Marine Stewardship Council to put this label on, and the fish has been caught with standards of sustainability, okay? While timber producing wood, timber, might ask for certification by the Forest Stewardship Council, the FSC. So you will see this on wood, on timber, on furniture, to provide that their wood, to prove that their wood hasn't come from a tropical rainforest. Okay, so it hasn't damaged a rainforest. Other eco-labels are mandatory, for example, in North America. Appliances such as fridges, ovens, microwave ovens, are obliged to label their products to show how energy efficient they are. In Europe, makers of major electrical appliances also have to display a label containing an ad. Nowadays, we can also find A++ or A+++. Now we've reached showing its level of energy efficiency. And it's important that when we purchase appliances, electrical appliances, that we look out for these symbols, these letters, energetically efficient. The FSC logo helps you to spot wood and paper products that came from the well-managed sustainable forest. So FSC is not just on the wood, but also on the paper, which is cut. The wood hasn't been cut in rainforests, and so the rainforests are protected. Choosing products marked with this way means you're not contributing to damage and threatened areas such as tropical rainforests. So you can stay and sleep on 7 cushions, 7 pillows, and this is the typical symbol, FSC, the Forest Stewardship Council, means that the wood and the paper that comes from the wood has not damaged a rainforest. Next, there are many different eco-labeling schemes in operation around the world, each covering a different range of environmental criteria. Some labels are very narrowly defined. For example, a label that reads 100% recycled tells you only that a product has been made from recycled materials. So the 100% recycled means that the materials have been made from recycled materials. It doesn't guarantee that the factory where the product was made was produced, it didn't produce any air pollution. So it's been recycled, used recycled materials, but the factory that recycled this product, not necessarily hasn't polluted the air. So it's not 100% clean. Used no child labor, paid its workers fairly, or didn't transport its goods by environmentally damaging air freight. So when you see 100% recycled, it doesn't mean that it's friendly, eco-friendly. So has that product traveled a long way on a flight so it damaged the air quality? Has it used child labor? Has it underpaid its workers? So we have to be very careful with this. It's not a symbol of eco-friendliness. Other labels seem narrowly defined but implicitly include broader standards of environmental performance. For instance, if you buy organic food in the UK, that's certified by a body called the Soil Association, you're guaranteed not just that the food was grown without pesticides, but also that any animal involved in its production were treated humanly. So the symbol Soil Association means that not only the food is organic, grown locally, no pesticides, but also that the animals who produce the food were treated humanly. They weren't mistreated. Some labels, including the EU Eco label, certify good environmental performance across a much wider range of criteria, including the use of raw materials and energy. The degree of recycling and reuse, whether air, water, or land pollution is produced through manufacturing, and so on. Coming to eco-labeling to work. For eco-labeling to work, to be efficient, it's essential that the labels appear only on products that meet the standards they advertise. In practice, that means product manufacturers have to apply to some independent certification authority for a license to display a logo. To display a label, you have to have authorization. So you have to have a permit. So you can't just put a label on like that. The authorization authorizes you to put a label on, which is granted only if their product meets specific criteria. So in order for a producer, manufacturer to put a label on its products, it has to have authorization and the product has to meet the specific requirements. Often manufacturers have to pay a fee to cover the cost of administering the scheme. So when you're applying for certification, you also pay a little fee as well, okay? Then they test your product, make sure that it stands up to the standards, and then they can grant you the label, okay, permission. Under the terms of a legally binding contract, for example, here we have, for chain of custody registration, CCAN, the Marine Stewardship Council. This guarantees you that the product has passed the test, okay? Advantages and disadvantages of eco-labeling, because of course, with everything, there are always disadvantages and advantages. Eco-labels offer three major benefits. First, for consumers, they're a shortcut to doing good. Obviously, consumers, if they buy a product with an eco-label, it's a shortcut to say, okay, I'm contributing to a healthier environment. They're an easy-to-use, trustworthy guide to products that help the environment in some way. If you're racing up and down your supermarket quickly, trying to decide what to buy, looking out for products that carry an authoritative, recognizable symbol like the EU Eco label is a very dependable approach. So if you're running around, you've got no time to read labels, to read the contents of the products you're buying. If you look out for the label, the EU Eco label, it's easy. You can buy the product without any problems. One of the world's most trustworthy and rigorous eco-labeling schemes, the European Union EU Eco-label is partly designed to stimulate the market for eco-friendly goods. This is what it looks like. The label looks like this, Eco-label. If you see this label, it's trustworthy. You can trust it, okay? There's no need to read ingredients, no need to read other things because it's guaranteed. Okay. I'll go on to the next slide. Secondly, for manufacturers, eco-labels offer a potential point of difference and a competitive advantage. Many consumers take environmental performance but it costs much more, it's more likely to be lifted off the shelf. So it's more likely that a consumer will buy a product that looks eco-friendly and costs less, they'll buy it. For manufacturers making eco-friendly products, labels encourage a general raising of environmental performance, even among products that aren't labeled. According to the International Standards Organization, ISO, and you'll see this on many items, you'll see ISO on electrical things as well. Quality in the way we measure things. The objective of eco-label is through communication of verifiable and accurate information that is not misleading on environmental aspects of products and services to encourage the demand for less stress on the environment, thereby stimulating the potential for a market-driven continuous environmental improvement. ISO certification is a guarantee. Ethical shopping list. In simpler words, if environmentally friendly products sell better, all manufacturers have an incentive to produce them, of course, and standards rise overall. The biggest problem with a growing interest in ethical shopping is that manufacturers may be tempted to make exaggerated or misleading claims, which confuse consumers into thinking products are better than they really are. Instead of raising standards, the result is confusion among consumers and a systematic undermining of all eco-friendly products, including genuine ones. This, of course, is exactly the problem that properly certified eco-labels are designed to solve. For the system to work, the eco-label system to work, eco-labels need to be trustworthy, trusted, simple to understand, and easy to recognize. Okay, these are the most important things. So, trustworthy, trusted, simple to understand, and easy to recognize. Moving on to the next slide, how to use eco-labels, 10 top tips. So, number one, do your research. Find out a bit about the main trusted eco-labeling schemes used in your country. Every country is different, so look out in your country. Some are listed below, and learn which ones apply to the product you buy regularly on a day-to-day basis. Look out for those labels when you shop, and you won't go wrong. The specifics are good. Concrete claims made by trusted manufacturers, 100% recycled, are usually trustworthy, though they may not tell the whole story. So like we said before, 100% recycled, doesn't mean that the factory hasn't used any pollutions in the air, okay? Vagueness is bad. Vague or unverified claims, natural, eco-friendly, good for the planet. For example, these things that they claim on the bottles, on food, on products, natural, eco-friendly, good for the planet, kind to your skin, are worthless. Therefore, these sayings do not guarantee that the product is eco-friendly. So many times we read this on products. We read eco-friendly, we read good for the planet, kind on your skin. This does not necessarily tell us that it's an eco-friendly product. Buzzwords like organic are also meaningless. Buzzwords means they are keywords that mislead us to believe that a product is eco-friendly. Organic doesn't mean that it's organic. It doesn't mean that it's eco-friendly. But we tend to believe that something that says organic, we buy it. We think, well, it's natural. They're not properly substantiated unless the product is certified as organic by an independent authority. So an independent authority has to authorize the product and say it's organic. You can't just write organic. Don't assume it is if it says organic. Next slide. Vagueness is bad. This EcoClean detergent, which you can see on my slide, claims to be biodegradable. but doesn't define what biodegradable actually means. And nobody knows what it means. So if I see biodegradable, the word bio makes me think, well, it's natural, but it's not. So, but doesn't define, so actually what things, most things are biodegradable, eventually even plastics. So plastics are biodegradable, but plastics are not eco-friendly. They take 500 years to disappear. The important thing is how quickly something breaks down in the natural environment. Fortunately, this product comes from a very reputable manufacturer. So my inclination would be to ring them and ask for more details. So you can ring the company and ask for more details. I'd suggest to them that they include specific details on the packaging if the product is as good as it seems to be suggesting. Why not simply substantiate the claim? So if it's as good as it seems, why just write biodegradable? Why not write something else or have a label on them? So I would ask for this information. Beware of greenwash. Is a manufacturer making a real commitment to the environment or just making loud claims about a product that represents a relatively small part of their sales? Oil companies have been regularly accused of this. They run huge advertisements for their tiny solar energy research efforts, implying a huge commitment to the environment, when the vast majority of their business still comes from unsustainable fossil fuels. So they claim that they are environmentally friendly, but only a little percentage. The majority of the percentage they sell comes from unsustainable fossil fuels or unsustainable sources. Misleading claims: if a manufacturer can't honestly represent their product as eco-friendly, we use 100% recycled packaging, for example, they may try to misrepresent it instead. For example, they might write, our packaging is biodegradable. It's different. To say we use 100% recycled packaging is different to saying our packaging is 100% recyclable. So it's very misleading to some consumers that don't understand. They just see the words and they can mislead you. Okay. Meaningless, the green label gives a misleading impression that the product is environmentally friendly. When we automatically see a green label, we automatically associate it to something eco-friendly, when it's most likely isn't. 100% recyclable doesn't mean the same thing as 100% recycled. The first simply means that you, the consumer, can choose to recycle the product if you like, or trash it if you don't. Have made a genuine effort to reduce waste. If the makers were using recycled board, you can be sure they'd say 100% recycled instead. Made from renewable sources is another meaningless statement. What exactly does renewable mean in this context? Have the manufacturers made a special effort to plant as many trees as they cut down? Yes, no? Or do they simply mean cardboard is renewable because it comes from trees? So you don't know what they're meaning here. It's very misleading. They do it on purpose. This is advertising. Meaningful, you can tell that the manufacturer of the red cardboard box is making an effort to reuse waste material. The cardboard is 85% recycled, a clear and specific claim. So as you can see these labels, the green one is not exactly eco-friendly, whereas the red one is. Okay? This packaging uses a minimum of 85% recycled board. The next one says this carton is 100% recyclable. Okay? Irrelevant claims. No food manufacturer would get away with packaging that says, we don't put poison in our products. But manufacturers often say things like, not tested on animals. And you'll see this more and more, even in countries where animal testing is prohibited by law. But by saying not tested on animals, you don't know if that country is following the laws or not, prohibited. You think, wow, it's a good product, I can buy it. They can't write not tested, they can't write no poison is used in their products. But by saying not tested on animals, it can still have poison in their products, but you buy it. What else is wrong? Just because a manufacturer gets one thing right doesn't mean they deserve your custom. When you buy something advertised as 100% recycled, thinking you're doing something good, are you actually buying cheap trash made in a sweatshop that's flown halfway around the world in an environmentally damaging way? If a manufacturer is really committed to the environment, they'll try to minimize all their environmental impacts, not just one of them. So not just being eco-friendly means just doing one thing, but it's also not flying that product to another country. That's already polluting the air. So you're not doing everything exactly right. Okay, it has to be all right. So eco-labels like the EU eco-label are a good sign that a product manufacturer is taking much more than a token interest in the environment. So trust, you can trust them. Less is more. Lots of eco products are sold on the basis that they do less harm than conventional alternatives, but less bad doesn't necessarily make them more good. You could opt to use less bad eco-friendly detergents, but you could cut out some detergents altogether by using microfiber clothes, which would save money and keep chemicals out of the environment. That's another good way to save the environment, rather than buying detergents that say less bad. Keep things in perspective. It's great to be an ethical consumer, but bear in mind the bigger picture. Suppose you agonize for an hour over whether buying recycled envelopes is better than buying non-recycled ones. You're making relatively little difference to anything. Instead, target markets where they'll have more of an effect. Why not spend an hour writing a letter to a local newspaper or starting a campaign to change something for the better? So what is this saying? Rather than spending time on something you buy occasionally and thinking, should I buy this or that? Spend time more on the things that you buy on a regular basis. That's where you're making the big difference. Put them on the spot. Don't be afraid to ask manufacturers for more information about their products. You can write to companies. You can call them. They are obliged to answer your questions in an honest way. You'll find that many products have customer inquiry email addresses and telephone numbers on them for precisely this reason. And I will stop here. I think I've taken up enough of the time. I hope these slides were useful. I'm not sure if you know anything about eco-labels. I'm sure you do, but some of my participants probably didn't know all these claims. I will give the floor to Pietro if he can hear me. I'm not sure.
Thank you, Catherine, for your interesting contribute. I would like to profit of this time to show to all participants our platform to join the Ecolabel Hub, which we are creating thanks to this project. I'm trying to share the screen. Hopefully it will work. Could you see the website? Okay. As you can see, eco-label.info is the website address. This platform at the moment contains the main outputs we have created thanks to project activities. First of all, is also maybe the output I found more interesting for me personally, but then I invite you for exploring everything, is this booklet, this guide that contains 60 eco-labels, helping you avoid greenwashing and make informed, helping us to contribute us to make sustainable choices in our daily life. I try to tell you at the beginning this meeting. As you can see, all these eco-labels are well explained with this, thanks to this clear and very important schedule. For each ecolabel, you will find all this information. This is the one I I love more than the others, because we are talking about Blue Flag and something combined with our also wonderful and amazing sea we have here. And maybe we are preparing some surprise for next meeting. I want to remind everyone that next October the 10th, we are going to celebrate the World Ecolabel Day. And maybe we will try to be connected from our beach, showing you our seaside and the Blue Flag we also have conquered in these last 10 years in our area. In this platform, you can find this also part where you can find our newsletter. We also reach, I think we have reached the 4th newsletter, where you can find other information, of course, and it's not possible now to. Oh, sorry. Niente, non mi fa trovare. Okay. I can't. Oh, yeah. Wait. 1 second. Sorry. This part contains some videos, our social campaign, social ecolabel campaign. And of course, you can find here all the information about partners which are implementing the project activities, from the leader of the project from Graz, Austria, then Meet from Maribor, Slovenia, and Jan from Soverato, Italy. All the information are available in different languages. And I think for this first meeting, we are okay. If there are some questions, we can try to give you an answer, or to have some your feedback. I know that among the participants are also some teachers who attended our international training course in Erasmus Plus program, like Gabriela, for example. Ciao, Gabriela, and other participants. If you want to say something, or anyway, we will meet for the next meeting, I hope. Thanks to Stefan, who wrote all the information also in the chat. You will find the website address, the chat, and the reminding for next meeting. Okay,
Yeah.
there are no questions.
No. Just let me add something. I know it switched to me. I had the technical programs that completely restart. So too many people in there, but it is great that somebody joined. Thank you also from my side as lead for organizing this, Pietro and Jump and Catherine, for your very interesting speech. It's a pity that we don't have so much time to discuss it, but maybe in the next meetings we can intensify this. This would be great then. I'm not sure if you could, in the meanwhile, maybe all people could turn the pictures on, that we have a group picture in here that we use also the time we can't see us in real person, but at least to have this as a yeah.
Stefan, thank you also to you, to all your team, and to meet one, because we are trying to do our best, and I think until now it was a great job. So thank you for participating. To everyone, a big hug to everyone, and see you on the October the 10th for the next Ecolab project training session. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you to
Alright.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
See you soon.
Bye.